Poirier tweeted, he said, "Welcome to the big leagues, Paddy Pimblett, one up for the legends." Right. What do you think about just like you carry? How much pride do you?
We're up 3. He beat BSD, I beat Fazeev, and I just beat Paddy. We're up 3 right now. Poirier took out Max, so we might be 3-1. But I'm going to try to avenge that one.
Is Conor going to come back? Is John going to fight Pereira? Which Dana has kind of, is not uncertain about. But I believe with performance like this man has delivered each and every time, I believe Justin and Ilya potentially becomes the headliner for that card.
You're 100% right. And you're 100% right, and it should be. It should be. It should be. If you want to talk about, being fair competitively, especially in the performance that he puts, like, why wouldn't you? Right. In the perfect picture, you would want Justin to fight Ilya.
They're just fighting hard, but there is no good technique. But Ilya will be left now because Ilya has such a high level boxing.
Did Justin Gaethje's interim title win adjust the division? Yet, it also named his next foe. Ilya Topuria advanced. And both men are now openly clamoring for that very same battle. It transcends mere hype when the sport's 2 most dangerous athletes are concurrently calling each other out. Instead, it signals the...
I believe with performance like this man has delivered each and every time, I believe Justin and Ilya potentially becomes the headliner for that card.
You're 100% right. And you're 100% right, and it should be. It should be. It should be. If you want to talk about... being fair.
That he sustained significant injuries and would require time to heal.
He sustained significant injuries and would require time to heal. He is already engaged with something much more weighty. He conveyed that competing on that roster holds greater importance than anything else right now, mentioning a White House event for June. Having fulfilled his duty for his country within the cage, he believes that chances of this kind arise only with great infrequency, and nothing less than a significant obstacle would deter him from capitalizing upon them. I'm certain.
Flowing a little bit, but do you have an update on physically, like how you feel? Like, are you going to need some time off? Is there possibly anything broken after?
I definitely need some time off. He fucking rocked my brain a couple times, and the only thing we have over the more dangerous sports, which is boxing and football, is we get to take time. And so I will do that, but the White House is in June, and, I represent this country. I represented it tonight, and I hope to be, obviously, look at the position and the opportunity they just gave me here. There's no way they're keeping me off that card unless I'm dead.
When the topic of a potential White House matchup with Ilya came up, Justin remained true to himself and refused to exaggerate it, but he recognized its potential size.
When the topic of a potential White House matchup with Ilya came up, Justin remained true to himself and refused to exaggerate it. But he recognized its potential size even in the buzz. Justin thinks it's among the greatest fights the UFC might stage, particularly in that setting, given
how popular Ilya's become and just the method of victory he's had and your style of fighting, and add those two to the White House, how big do you think that fight could be between you two?
If I had any bit of a personality, it'd be fucking huge. But I just can't. I can't lie. I can't exaggerate. It's what I do. It's who I am. It's who my parents taught me to be. But there's no doubt it would be the best. One of the best fights that they could definitely put on. It'll be for an undisputed belt, and I think they want to have 6 or 7. Whatever. They want to have as many as possible. So if he's not back by then, they will strip him, and I will be undisputed, and then I'll fight for the belt on there.
For his part, Ilya went after Poirier first, mocking an aging opponent and claiming he threw away his chance. He offered swift recognition of the triumph before delivering a stark warning. According to Ilya, no matter what comes next, Justin is heading straight for trouble. It will be hard, but Justin is holding his ground. He noted the key is trusting his training, his staff, and his ability. He understands his presence here has a purpose. While he wishes fate leads him to triumph, he concedes he can't dictate the result.
We're the first 2-time interim champion in UFC history. You don't usually get too many second chances, but here you go to a unifier with an undefeated top 3 pound-for-pound fighter. I know he is not Khabib, but What are you taking into this fight with Ilya in terms of lessons and why you're going to make it work this time?
Just got to trust the preparation, trust in my coaches and trust in my skills. I'm here for a reason. I hope it's my destiny, but I don't get to write that, so.
Only time will reveal. You are the first two-time interim champion in UFC history. You don't usually get too many second chances, but here you go to a unifier with an undefeated top 3 pound-for-pound fighter. I know he is not Khabib, but what are you taking into this fight with Ilya in terms of lessons and why you're going to make it work this time? Just got to trust the preparation, trust in my coaches and trust in my skills. I'm here for a reason. I hope it's my destiny, but I don't get to write that. So, when asked about a message for champion Ilya Topuria, Justin...
No, I don't give a fuck.
The message will be in the octagon.
I won't give him the time of day. I'll, rely on my coach to watch him a lot. I've seen him fight, obviously. Go back and watch these guys. I really rely on my coach. I watched Paddy today. And yeah, this is so fast. I have no idea what the fuck's going on right now.
Well,
there was never a question of motivation, even after
Gaethje answered forthrightly. He dismissed the hype, the trash talk, and the attention, stating he isn't focused on sending any individual message. Rather, Gaethje places his faith in his coaches, letting them handle the groundwork, analyzing Topuria, crafting the ideal strategy.
Neck and neck, it was either going to be you, Paddy, or Armin fighting Ilya. Then obviously the news, Ilya wasn't going to fight early this year. At any point, was it frustrating or just difficult to get that motivation? Because it kind of felt like you were right there, and now you have to win one more after already going through all the battles. Was that ever difficult to have to get up for one more challenge before that opportunity?
No. I mean, I wanted it to be for a championship. This makes me a champion on paper with the UFC, so I'm very proud of what I accomplished tonight. I'm proud of the opportunity that it's gained me to fight a guy like Ilya. And this is everything I've ever wanted. This chance to write the end of my last chapter.
Congrats.
It's gonna be
and instilling it into every practice session. For Gaethje, everything revolves around readiness, exactness, and performance. Once he steps into the octagon, the tactics and relentless effort of his team will speak louder than any words to Ilya Topuria. If he views this
Last one, and now that it seems that it's going to be Gaethje versus Topuria, it's probably going to be a crazy fight also, most likely striking. How do you see this one going?
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be interesting. I think that Ilya hits like a truck, and so does Gaethje, and I think if Gaethje prepares properly.
There was never a question of motivation. Even after numerous fights, he was propelled by the ultimate prize, a championship at stake. To him, this triumph was more than a mere success. It validated all his efforts within the UFC. And like Ilya, this instant he declared is the ultimate means to craft the final chapter of.
Ilya Topuria, or he's going to fight Arman Tsarukyan. And I think the right thing is for him to fight Ilya Topuria, but if Ilya Topuria is not ready, I'm not sure if Justin Gaethje, I think he really wants that undisputed, and hopefully we get Ilya Topuria. Now, when I look forward to Ilya Topuria versus Justin Gaethje, I think Ilya Topuria is just way too disciplined on the feet. I think he has the knockout power. You look what he's done against Charles Oliveira. You look what he's done against Max Holloway. Ilya Topuria is very strategic, disciplined, where he's gonna have his hands up, he's gonna pot, he's gonna get a look at what's going on. I just feel like he's a way cleaner boxer, and he puts his combinations together, 1, 2, 3, nothing overzealous, but a fight's a fight.
Next up, Demetrius Johnson thinks the perfect bout would be Gaethje against Ilya Topuria. He's unsure whether Justin desires to defend an interim championship, as he's clearly focused on the undisputed belt. Forecasting events, Johnson views Topuria as a truly disciplined, strategic fighter with truly formidable knockout power. Just consider his past wins against Charles Oliveira and Max Holloway. Though he foresees Topuria remaining composed, keeping his hands high, and astutely reading the bout as it develops, making for a truly fast.
How does Arman fit into this? I think Arman is at the beck and call of the UFC, meaning that the UFC dictates what's going to be next for Arman Tsarukyan. I think Justin Gaethje might hang on to the undisputed he might wait for the undisputed opportunity to fight Ilia Topuria. It happens. You're gonna have Armin Tsarukyan keep going on these wild side quests by doing more media and also doing more grappling, which is fine. I wish he would get the opportunity to fight Justin Gaethje, and then those guys can decide between Justin Gaethje and Armin Tsarukyan if whoever wins can fight.
As for Armin Tsarukyan, Johnson perceives him as someone mostly influenced by the UFC's agenda. Ideally, he suggests Tsarukyan ought to fight Gaethje next. However, since Justin is probably waiting for an undisputed championship chance versus Topuria, that fight might not occur immediately. Meanwhile, Tsarukyan will keep on developing his image, handling ongoing. Johnson hopes he ultimately battles Gaethje, so the winner of that could then gain a chance at Topuria. Get it done.
I believe with performance like this man has delivered each and every time, I believe Justin and Ilya potentially becomes the headliner for that card.
You're 100% right. And you're 100% right, and it should be. You know, it should be. It should be. If you want to talk about, you know, being fair.
While Justin's performance against Paddy was impressive, fighting
Kamaru Usman and Henry Cejudo concur that, with the caliber of performances Justin consistently delivers, a confrontation between him and Ilya could readily headline a UFC event. They stressed that both combatants truly possess top-tier skill, strength, and thrill in the cage, creating a contest fans would be keen to witness. From a competitive standpoint, they state this particular fight is exactly the type that merits the spotlight.
You know, especially the performance that he puts up, why wouldn't you? You know, in the perfect picture, you would want Justin to fight Ilya. Ilya is different. But Paddy Pimblett, you can see, one, his head was up, and then two, defensively, like Paddy would do this, like some amateur shit. Bro.
We all do that.
And I'm surprised, and Justin was, and he did hit him, but you could tell Justin was going to the body because he was going over like that overhand. That he did nail him, but opponent, somebody compact and somebody that could really keep his freaking hands up, that just understands the finesse of fighting.
While Justin's performance against Poirier was impressive, fighting Ilya presents a new challenge. He observes Topuria as a very adept close-range combatant, skilled in self-defense and sound form, contrasting with the errors Gaethje might capitalize on against Pimblett. Thus, Hutto underlines that Gaethje must modify his strategy, encountering an opponent who merges defensive acuity with offensive precision, rendering the contest much more intricate and tough.
Luke, they put together a game plan for the... You really don't see Justin look like that. What did Justin look like that when he fought Fazia? Has Justin looked like that when he fought earlier fights with Barbosa? Did he look like that when he fought Cowboy? Did he look like that when he fought? I think it's, you shape the game plan based on the opponent and based on whatever they're giving you out there. So I think that
these are things that, when Justin fights, it'll be unique. He's going to fight A14. Then it's mentioned Justin totally nailed his strategy, with big props to his coaching team Trevor Whitman, Ben, George, and Luke for creating the perfect plan for his opponent. Usman points out Justin doesn't always make these exact adjustments in all fights, but he modifies his approach based on who he's fighting and what they offer. Looking forward, Usman stresses that facing Ilia Topuria will be a totally new challenge, as Topuria brings a distinct blend of skill, discipline, and peril that will push Justin to his maximum. Justin Gaethje achieved what he set out to do. However, we must acknowledge now
that laid it all on the octagon floor. I thought Justin Gaethje was going to get Paddy Pimblett out of there on multiple occasions, but Paddy would not quit. Paddy Pimblett kept fighting, but I think the pressure that Justin put on him early gave him enough of a lead to become the interim champion. But Ilia Topuria is knocking out the best fighters that we've ever seen in the divisions that he's competing in. Knocked out Max Holloway and Alexander Volkanovski while he was at featherweight, then goes to 155 and knocks out Charles Oliveira. But Justin Gaethje reminded us tonight that when you overlook him, things have a habit of working out in Justin Gaethje's way.
Daniel Cormier commends both fighters for leaving all in the cage. He points out that Justin Gaethje applied constant force on Dustin Poirier, almost stopping him numerous times, which ultimately won him the interim title. Simultaneously, Cormier spotlights Ilia Topuria's deadly history, having put away top athletes like Max Holloway, Alexander Volkanovski, and Charles Oliveira over various divisions. He also adds that Gaethje demonstrated once more that underrating him is always.
I'm not gonna give up on my boy that quick. Okay, Ilya's, but I'll just lay it out there. Ilya's striking is leagues above everybody.
Yeah.
Like just about everybody in the UFC.
Yeah, man.
You know, and the wrestling and jiu-jitsu is there as well.
Mm-hmm.
His timing, his instincts, his instinct to fire off in like his counterattacks. You know, he'll make you pay for every step you take. It's a hard fight.
Yeah,
Things
man.
have got to change in Gaethje's camp to make the fight competitive.
Yeah.
Right now, the Gaethje that fought Paddy won't beat Ilya right now.
Yeah.
But that's not saying that we'll see that Gaethje when he fights Ilya.
Yeah.
Maybe that was just the game plan for Paddy to just make it doggy. But